Hello everyone, my name is Katya and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this pet blanket. It's very easy to do. We work single crochets in the rows and using super bulky or jumbo yarn, it works up super quick. So let's get to it and create something great. For this project, I'm using loops and threads yarn. It's a number 6 super bulky yarn, and the colors that I'm using, it's called At Sea and also Ocean Blue, and you're going to need a 12mm crochet hook. We're going to slip knot to start. We need a foundation chain of 41. I'm going to continue chaining my 41 chains and I'll get back to you once I have my chains ready. Here's my foundation chain of 41. Into our second chain from the hook, we're going to work 1 single crochet. So don't count this one that's on our hook. This is our first, but go into the second chain right over here and work a single crochet. So insert your hook into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over one more time, and pull through both loops. Again, go into your next chain and work 1 single crochet. And that's the repeat. We're just going to be working 1 single crochet into each chain across. You should have 40 single crochet at the end of this row. So go ahead and continue working on your 1 single crochet across, and I'll meet you at the end of row 1. Here I have 1 chain left. I'm going to go ahead and work my single crochet to finish up my row 1, and this is how it looks like. Now for row 2, we're just going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work, and that's how we're going to start every single row. And right over here into our first stitch, which is right over here, I'm going to go ahead and work my single crochet like that. And then I'm going to repeat and work 1 single crochet across. Like that. I'm going to continue working my single crochets for row 2, and I'll meet you at the end of row 2. Here I have 1 stitch left. I'm going to go ahead and work on my single crochet, and you should have 40 single crochets worked in row 2. Now for row 3, I'm going to be changing my color. If you don't want to, and if you want to use just one color, just continue working the same way we worked on row 2, chaining 1 and working single crochets. But if you want to change your color, I will show you how I do it. So I'm dropping my first color that I used and picking up my second color, and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch using my new color. Now the first color, I'm just going to drop it and leave it alone, but I'm going to go ahead and work my tail in and continue using my second color. So like that, I'm going to turn my work, and into my first stitch, I'm going to go ahead and work 1 single crochet. Once again, I'm going to work my tail in so I don't have to worry about it, like that. Now this one is going to stay behind. The first yarn is going to stay behind, and we'll pick it up later on. So here we worked our first single crochet, and I'm going to continue working my single crochets for row 3 all the way across, like so. And going into my next stitch, I'm going to work my single crochet like that. Now here I worked on my tail and it's hidden. I don't have to worry about hiding it later on. So I'm going to continue working my single crochets for row 3 using my secondary color, and I'll meet you at the end of row 3 to show you what to do next. So here I'm at the end of this row. I'm going to go ahead and work my last single crochet like that. And I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And for row 4, it's the same repeat as row 3. I'm just going to go ahead and find my first stitch and work my single crochet and work 1 single crochet across, like so. So I'm going to continue and working on my single crochets for row 4, and I'll meet you at the end of row 4. So here I'm coming to the end and I have 1 stitch left. I'm going to go ahead and work my single crochet. Now I'm going to switch my yarn, so instead of chaining 1 with this yarn, I'm going to pick up my first yarn that I used and I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 with that and turn my work. And using this first yarn, I'm going to go ahead and work on my single crochets, like that. I'm going to continue working on my rows and switching off my yarn every 2 rows. And I'll let you know how many rows I work on. So this is how my blanket looks like so far. I worked 58 rows of single crochets, and each time I changed up my yarn, so 2 rows of this color and 2 rows of this, and back and forth like that. I continued working on it. Now I'm making a large to extra large size blanket. If your pet is smaller, you can just work on less rows, or if your pet is larger, you can just continue and working on your rows and make it as big as you want it to be. Now last thing I'm going to show you is how to work on the border. And it's just going to be a single crochet border, and I'll show you how that's done. Here I worked on my last single crochet using my first color, and I have a little bit left. So what I'm going to do now is pick up my second color. So I'm just going to go ahead and chain 1 using my second color, and this yarn is a little bit thicker, so I feel like the border is going to look nicer. So to work on the border, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work single crochets using my secondary color. So I'm going to work my tail in, and I can just cut it. And into the space right over here where I finished my single crochet, I'm going to go back into the space, and I'm going to work 3 single crochets. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Like that. Then for each space, so here I did my 2 rows of one color and 2 rows of the other color. So I'm going to work 2 single crochets into this color and then 1 single crochet into my first color. And like that, I'm just going to continue working on my single crochet border. Right over here, I'm going to work my single crochet. Like that. And into this space right here, I'm going to work my next single crochet. Now, when we changed our colors, we have this little yarn left over. I'm going to try to cover that up with my single crochet as well, so it doesn't show. So I'm just working my single crochets and finding any of the stitches that I can, and just placing a single crochet into that space, like so. I'm going to continue working my single crochets along the side. Let me go ahead and cut this tail. I don't need it. So I'm going to continue working on my sides, and each time I come to a corner, I'm going to work 3 single crochets. So 3 single crochets for each corner, and then working on my single crochet border. And I'll meet you once I come to my start point right here to show you how to finish off. Here's my corner that I worked my 3 single crochets into. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and find my first single crochet, which is right over here, And I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch into that single crochet. Like so. And I'm going to go ahead and fasten off, cut my yarn. And all I'm doing here is I'm going to look for any stitches, and I'm just going to go ahead and use those stitches to hide my tail as much as I can. So in any of the stitches, like that. And I'm going to come around here. And then I'm going to come down here, like so. And then maybe one more time, I'm going to come over here. We can cut our tail. And our blanket is done. And you can see my cat is loving it. He's been laying here while I was working on my blanket. So that's a thumbs up, I'm assuming, for this blanket. Here's our finished blanket. It came out super cute. As you can tell, Jasper couldn't wait and he's already trying it out. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.